Howdy, folks. Welcome to a cold, wet, and gloomy Aberdeen day. I decided, so it's a Saturday today, and I decided to, instead of staying home and playing video games, it's a blackbird over there. Anyway, so I decided instead of staying home and playing video games, as a normal person would do, to come out in this rain and freezing temperatures to see if I can get some pictures. Although the light is completely garbage today, and I've got my 200 to 800 Canon RF 200 to 800 lens with me, which is quite slow at f9, so it's going to be a challenge to get any decent shots. I am out here on River D, which is flooding at the moment. I usually do find quite a bit of wading birds, herons, and things like that right down there on the bank of the river. But there's a rocky bank down there, which doesn't exist anymore because the river has flooded off. Because we have been having some really heavy rain this last week. Half of the county is flooded at the moment, so it's quite crazy. But yeah, we'll see how things get on. Not expecting much movement a while left today, just because the weather being so bad. Hopefully some birds. I've seen an owl over here, a barn owl, once last month. So it'll be good to see them. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Welcome back, folks. I've been here for around 20 minutes now, so hasn't been much going on, to be honest. But I did spot a tiny, cute rabbit in the bush here. It was quite difficult to focus on it because it was so dense vegetation, and I managed to get a small video of it. And there's a blackbird again as soon as I start speaking. Anyway, so I managed to grab a short video, which hopefully has turned out well. It was a challenge focusing on the rabbit itself. I wish this lens had a better manual focus ring instead of a control ring. I need to still mess around with it, but it's hard for me to find the manual focus ring while doing video to manually focus, which has been a challenge that I've been facing with this new lens. Most of the time it's fine because the autofocus is so good, but sometimes when you're doing video you want to use manual focus to just hone in the smooth transitions and things like that. Or if you are extremely in a really busy environment like this bush over here, where no matter how good the autofocus and the AI detectors, it's going to struggle. So yeah, that was a challenge. I think I missed quite a bit of the footage because I couldn't focus on the rabbit itself in the vegetation. But yeah, we'll keep going and see if we can find something else. There's a little creep down here in the water. See if I can get close enough and lie down to get some shots. I waited there by the river for the grief to come back for about 25 minutes. But yeah, it didn't show up unfortunately, which is, yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's what you sign up for when you try to go out and do wildlife photography. Can't really expect the animals to cooperate with you at all times. But yeah, we'll keep going. Few dog walkers around. It's quite empty actually. It's parked there. Normally quite a bit of foot traffic going around, but the weather has made most people stay at home, I guess, over the weekend. So yeah, it's been quite quiet, which should be good for wildlife. But I think what's making the humans stay away, also making the wildlife stay away. So yeah, not ideal, but keep going. So while the birds and everything else seems to be giving me the cold shoulder, I thought it could be good to talk about how I deal with photographing in this kind of conditions, which is really low light, uh, and trying to do something like bird photography, which you'd actually want quite a high shutter speed for. So there are essentially three ways you can approach it. One is get a better, faster lens. So if you had a 600 f4 lens, that would allow you to go much higher in shutter speed than and much lower in ISO than something like this, which is at 800 mm at f wide open and f9. Um, Unfortunately, the 600 f4 lens also I think costs like 12k, yeah, 12,000 pounds. So it's not always feasible. But if you do have slow lens and the light's been bad and you want to capture some action, I would say I don't care about how high the ISO goes. As I use the technique called exposing to the right. So you want to get as much as bright of an exposure as possible, and if that means cranking up the ISO, so be it. You can keeping the slowest shutter speed that you can deal with. So if you, for example, if you're doing a stationary bird like an owl, you can probably get away with going down all the way down to 1/28 of a second. But if you're doing fast action, you have to keep the shutter speed up at least 800. And if that means the ISO is going up to 6400, 10,000, so be it. It's better to get a sharp shot that's noisy than to have a blurry shot that's less noisy. Because with today's things like DXO Pure Raw, like denoising is so powerful. Many times you'll be able to quite clean up the image quite well. I have shot birds at ISO on this R5 Mark II that I have now. I've shot usable pictures up to ISO 20,000 that needed quite a bit of processing yet, which is true, but they came out quite decently. Maybe I will put a few pictures here now to show off how it works out. So this Mallards just gave me the perfect opportunity to demonstrate what I was talking about. So since they were not moving, it allowed me to get down low, get close to them, and lie down, use good technique, stabilize my hands on the ground, and then go down on the shutter speed. So I started around 200 of a second, and then it went down all the way to 1/8 of a second, I think. I'm looking at the pictures just in the back of the camera. I think I've got a few sharp ones where I think once I went below 9th of a second, 8th of a second, it was pretty much all the pictures were blurry. And that's what you'd expect. No matter how good your technique is, you're going to get most of your pictures will be blurry. The keeper rate will go down significantly, but that's why you just take loads of pictures. And I think what I was trying to do there was try to get, not zoom in, zoom out, zoom out a bit, get an environmental shot, try to show how fast the water is moving. So I think when I was down at 1/13th of a second, that made the water nice and blurry. Hopefully it came out quite well, and if they did, I'll be putting the pictures up now. But yeah, and then I think I got a few of the pictures so were quite sharp on the mallards themselves. So yeah, it definitely works. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of deleting and memory space, which is an issue. But now it's 4 o'clock now, and it's gotten really dark. As in, it's hard for me to see my way around this forest. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day and head back. Hopefully the pictures came out all right. And if you enjoyed this video, I don't know how long this video is going to be because not much happened. Hopefully at least 5 to 8 minutes. But if you enjoyed the time and me mostly speaking to a camera, which I haven't done much really, I think this is my first video, long form video that's going to have me talking to a camera, like making a blog, talking about photography, talking about what I think, my thought process when taking the pictures, and just taking you along. And so yeah, let me know if you're new here. I would appreciate a follow if you like what I'm doing, and onwards and inwards towards next